Previously on the Cinematic Void podcast.
Does this get too morbid?
No.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, this wraps up this episode of the Cinematic Void podcast. I could be dead next episode. Might not be. I guess you got to tune in and find out.
Just what you are.
Welcome to the Cinematic Void podcast. Cinematic Void is a cult film series that hosts screenings in the Los Angeles area and virtually. I'm your host, Nicoli, and joining me as always is...
Hey, what's going on, Cinematic Vance? Paranoid Futures on social media. You can find Cinematic Void on the World Wide Web at cinematicvoid.com, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and all major podcast platforms. So what's going on, Nicoli?
What's going on? Just here.
What are you doing here, man?
Doing the podcast as I always do.
For sure.
Nothing's changed. Just another day here.
Yeah, dude. So Jim's gone. We're here. So we probably...
I don't even think about Jim anymore.
I mean, really, it's...
Never did, really.
I mean, come on. Now we could talk about good movies, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, now basically...
Talk about real Nightmare on Elm Street, not the two fake ones.
Yeah, dude.
Real Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Not Hack-O-Lantern.
No Hack-O-Lantern. But yeah, man. It's gonna be good. We can finally start talking about all the Criterion titles, and we can get into all that stuff.
This is the last Cinematic Void episode.
That's the void. That's what's missing in film podcasts or whatever.
Hope everybody's ready.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. What's been going on with you?
This is what's today? Late June.
Yeah. So
I just got back hiking into the Grand Canyon. Hiked in and out of the Grand Canyon.
How far is that hike?
10 miles.
That's a hike, dude.
That's a real hike.
It's something.
10 miles. That shit was that's brutal. Something.
And you were camping out there, all that?
Yeah. So you hike in, takes about 8 hours. Hike out 7-8 hours. 35 pounds on your back. Yeah. That's real stuff. That's real.
You just had
shit.
Cash on your back.
Yeah. No. He had his own backpack.
Yeah.
10 pounds.
Cool.
It was tough.
Right, man. That sounds fun.
That's what I've been doing, and then got dehydrated, got sick, but survived. Unlike somebody.
Yeah. Right. Well, we can't all
be tough.
We can't all make
we can't
it.
All hang.
We can't all live.
Yeah. No, I'm good. What's up with you?
I don't know, man. Double Life just went back into the studio last weekend and tracked a bunch of guitars and drums and stuff like that. So we're working on our second EP. And then Jim and I, right before he passed away, we went to the studio and we've been messing around with these grindcore songs. We're gonna go back and track his vocals soon. Well, we were going to, but what can I?
It is what it is.
I'm saying, who cares?
We'll get like a parrot or a cat or something to do it this time.
Yeah. Hatebeak, like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Caninus.
Yeah.
Are there other animal-fronted grindcore
There's got to be a lizard.
There's more, right?
There's got to be a chameleon.
Yeah. It's fucking.
There's got to be a rare bird.
There's some dumb chameleon pun.
There's got to be
the name,
Yeah. What's up with Double Life? How many songs is that one?
New thing's gonna be 5 songs. I hope to have it out before the end of the year, so we have 2 EPs in 1 year. That's the plan, but plans never work.
Definitely doesn't feel like Double Life came out this year.
Yeah, dude. January, I think the single dropped, and then maybe the EP dropped mid-February or something like that.
Maybe that's why, because we were
I
talking
don't
about
remember. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I haven't been up to much else. Just been projecting a lot. I just projected The Godfather over The Egyptian. One of my coworkers got sick.
The first one? The first Godfather?
The second one. We played them back to back. One of my coworkers got sick, and I was supposed to project at one theater, and then got called to the other theater, go run Godfather. I was gonna say Godflesh. Godfather 2. God, it's long. It's long as shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it's a fucking marathon run on that thing, man. It's like 50 reels. It's like 13 reels.
No
That's
way.
a fucking lot, dog.
One of regular movies.
Like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So.
But good ones are 13.
But it was sick.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. People, I think people were really stoked. It went super smooth. No issues. I was running. It's got an SRD track, which is the type of sound used in that era, right? And it sounds fucking great. And it was like one of my first times running SRD, and you have to thread the projector a certain way. We have a sound reader that up top for the SRD stuff. I don't mean to bore you with jargon.
No. The
you
thread
know,
you showed me like the threading
but-
for the soundtrack before, and it's sick.
Yeah, man. So
It
it
looks
was,
real
it was a little stressful just having to do that for like maybe the second time or something. But the show went super smooth, and yeah, man. I was like, by the end, when I got there, I'm like fucking stressed, and then by the end of the night, it was just like pat myself on the back, did a fucking sick job. Everybody's going home stoked, like got that one behind me
For a double feature, yeah,
for
that's
sure,
sick.
man. So
That's
it was nice. It's just like sometimes you dread the challenge, and then once you actually like get through it,
Was it
it's,
for
it's a fucking good feeling,
Was it for like the anniversary of?
It was actually the funny thing was it was Godfather 1 and 2 for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
All right.
Gotta love that kind of programming. It's fucking yeah.
Never at the where at the Arrow.
It was at the Egyptian. So,
Man,
so it was like big show. And
That's nuts.
both were sold out.
I want to say
Everybody brought their dads.
I would have taken my mom. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I remember
The mom father.
Man, it's coming. I want to say definitely, man. 6 years ago, I want to say maybe 6 years ago. I'm gonna throw it out there. I saw The Shining for Father's Day at the Egyptian. Was that 6 years ago?
Man, I don't know. I was maybe there.
No?
I don't know. Was I there?
Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Father's Day, The Shining? Yeah, I don't know. I definitely saw it there for Father's Day, but yeah, I don't know if you were there.
Nice. No, that's a sick one.
We definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I saw it in theaters. But yeah, it's sick.
Very cool. Was that that wasn't your first time seeing The Shining?
No. That was the first time seeing it on the big screen, for
Yeah.
sure. Only time. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, real nice, man. You been to any shows or anything? What have you been up to?
Man, I'll tell you. All right, so check this out. Yesterday I saw Quiet Place.
Oh, yeah.
Day one.
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Dog.
I mean,
me personally, I think.
What is this?
The Quiet Place, dude?
Man.
What the fuck is this?
No.
This podcast?
Oh, you like The Quiet Place?
No, what the fuck is going on here? You little motherfuckers. I show up fucking late. Or actually, I don't show up late. I show up on time, and you guys are recording a podcast without me. What the fuck?
You showed up with sniffling and whatever, and I figured, oh yeah, he's dead.
I mean, yeah, I talked about being dead, but I don't know. Glad you're here, Nicoli.
What's going on, Jim?
What's going on, man? It's long-time listener. Like, this is the first time you've actually been on the podcast, isn't it?
Definitely.
Because, you've been in the room when Nick and I have recorded them, haven't you?
Well, maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
And you guys have talked a lot of shit about me on the podcast. Oh yeah.
That's true, we have. So I guess I had this coming. But anyway, I am not dead. At least I don't think. Am I a ghost? Is that what's going on? Am I haunting you now?
I'm not scared.
Anyway, so I guess what is good? I don't know. I guess I should start off here with I know we were starting with a joke in a way, but I don't know, man, there's been a lot of fucking things going on. And I know we started with this I'm dead thing, but I got to give a shout out to Nick because Nick did actually save my life pretty recently.
That's right. Sometimes your friend asks you to pick them up from the airport.
Yeah, and if I didn't have that responsibility, I'd be like, well, maybe it's time. I mean, I am being kind of serious here. I mean, I've talked about my mental health on the last few episodes, and that's going to be a reoccurring theme. So, want to hear about movies? Tough shit. We're going to talk about my fucked up head. But I don't know. I've been in this weird depressive spiral for months now. And it stems from things that happened years ago, and it's just kind of culminated. And then I hit a fucking low, and literally I was just I just felt so fucking hopeless. And then it's fuck, I gotta pick up Nick from the airport, and I didn't want to be a dick.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that's more of a cry for help than an actual serious thing. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the last I'd say month. I've been making progress on doing things better and just trying to figure out my shit. And I gotta give a shout out to Nick, listening, supportive, great friend, best friend. I'll give a shout out to Nicoli. He's a homie, hanging out. But, a lot of things, a lot of changes. Been doing a lot of self-help stuff. Still doing the Ray Capo yoga.
Nice.
Been back at it daily again. I was kind of missing days here and there, but
Yeah.
I've stuck with it. started jogging again.
Very cool.
Which, well, kind of going back to, did you already talk about like the grindcore stuff?
I mentioned it, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll talk a little bit about that too. So, Nick and I have been working on this project with our homie Chris Camden. Shout out to Chris. He don't listen, so why are we shouting him out?
He might.
He might. Well, if he's listening, he gets his shout out. But like, Chris has been in a ton of bands, but he was in a band called Daybreak that was a contemporary of the band that Nick and I were in called Inspite. And I guess Chris has been working on these like grindcore songs for how long, Nick?
Maybe a year.
Yeah. And then like, I guess like last October, November, we kind of talked about like, because I think he had someone else that he wanted to do vocals and play on it or something like that. I don't know what the scenario is, but like,
I basically just forced him to let us do it instead.
that was probably
And so here we are.
So here we are. So, so like the other day, I did what was probably the closest thing to band practice I've done in like 16 years.
I put Jim through the ringer.
Dude, you did. Like, so these might be short fucking songs, but like Nick had set up that like we had side A and side B. So it's like 10 songs right in a row nonstop. And then the next 10 songs in a row nonstop. And I just basically like powered through it. And I had never sang these songs like live.
Right.
So it was kind of cool. And it was just like, basically I was doing it because like we're going to go record like vocals, like I guess in a couple weeks at this point, sometime like that. And like, I just wanted to see if I could still fucking do it. And I was pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah, it worked out great, man. You sounded great. So
Thank you.
It's gonna be this record's gonna be really cool. I'm really stoked on it. And it's nice to be on a record that I didn't write. I didn't write any of it.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
I mean, I'm writing the bass tracks, you know, but like at the same time, like the songs are in place. I don't have to give a fuck. I give a fuck. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though. It's
No,
just like I can just do my job. You know,
you don't have the hindrance of like I'm crafting the songs and then I'm overthinking and want to rewrite.
I'm still doing that. I mean, it's still taking me forever, but because this motherfucker is a virtuoso, and so you have to like keep up with him, and I'm fucking good, but goddamn, man, it's a struggle. So I've got the first like 10 songs basically done. I still have to work on the other 10. So
I mean, was like the other day the first time you heard them kind of like consecutively like
it's the first time I heard the number 11 through 20.
Yeah, because you
honestly, yeah.
Did you even listen to when he was originally sending them to us?
I mean, I'd skim it. I mean, yeah, but like I don't know.
I mean, they're easily to forget because like
grindcore. I don't know
exactly. But like,
he's really good. But like, yeah, I don't know. No offense, of course.
But yeah, they're
just fucking rad, dude. They're so like when I write the bass lines to these songs though, dude, like when it finally like clicks and the song is like finished, I feel so accomplished, and it's like because they're so crazy.
Yeah. Like I remember like writing the lyrics and like mapping stuff out, and there's a few songs I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on when I first heard them, because it's just like we talk about grindcore, but like there's definitely like Chris loves all, so there's like a fucking ton of like weird like when
it's like all and Voivod and Cannibal Corpse and like Discordance Axis.
Yeah.
So it's just all this like angular, fucked up, weird guitar grindcore.
And then it's just like sitting down, it's like, the fuck do I do with this? But like, I honestly, it's just like, I'm really happy with what I've been figuring out. So it was kind of like, I don't want to say validating to go through and like just run through those songs live, but like, it felt good.
Yeah. I mean, plus you got some straight up exercise.
Dude, I was I was
just like the DJ. We just went in with my computer because all the tracks are just like, I think though it's gonna be fun. I think the next time we go, I'm gonna take the bass off the songs in the computer, and then I'm gonna bring a bass and actually play them live while Jim is singing, so he doesn't feel so lonely over there just screaming into the void. But yeah, I was just like the DJ, and Jim just had the microphone, and I put it all in the fucking mix. It sounded great. It's real sick.
I mean, it was pretty good. Like
it's like grindcore karaoke.
I mean, yeah, it essentially was. But like, there's a few times because like some of those songs don't have like full 4 counts. There's a few songs that just fucking start, and I was just like, oh,
yeah.
Which we kind of realized because like especially when we were like those like just doing them 10 in a row. There's a couple songs I think we just adjusted the counts on there so I could like actually come in and things like that. But like
totally,
it was kind of dare I say, therapeutic.
Hell yeah, man.
It was a lot of fun. Because I'm looking forward to like you playing bass and we just fuck around and like, yeah, it's nice.
Hell yeah, man.
It's like, I don't want to do like band practice. No one wants to do band practice, but like,
Yeah.
just as a warm up for like recording vocals, that shit was way fun.
For sure, man. Speaking of grindcore, you recently went to see Melt Banana, right?
Yeah, I hadn't seen Melt Banana since the early 2000s. I think I saw him with Napalm Death. And when I last saw him, Melt Banana was a full band. They had a drummer, bass player, the singer, and the guitarist. When I saw them, they played the El Rey. And I went with Kevin Kalash, the co-director of Starry Eyes, and a couple other people. And like, it's just the guitarist and the singer. And
Grindcore
like,
karaoke.
It literally, like what we did in the studio was literally kind of what they did live. But like the singer had this control pad and she was controlling all the drum beats and queuing them up and stuff. And it was actually pretty fucking rad.
Was it a guitar player or bass player?
It was a guitar player.
Oh shit, sorry.
Hold on.
We do only just have two microphones right now, so we're working on that for next week or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm screaming across the room and going like, oh yeah, that's right.
Was it-
We're on a podcast and not just hanging out.
But like, yeah, it was just the guitar player and the singer and like they would cue up the bass parts or the guitar parts. Or I mean, he would play the guitar live and she would sing. But like everything else was just like, I guess they had the tracks like just ready. It kind of reminded me because like a couple, like just last night I went to Gold Diggers, which is kind of in the neighborhood, and saw I Speak Machine, Tara Bush, who like actually did a piece of music for something we worked on. Like I did a Christmas Giallo trailer called Not Even a Mouse, like years ago. And like you did a little music and you acted in it and also was the boom operator. But Tara did a piece of music for it. Like, because I think it was a trade-off because I worked on a short film that her and her husband Maff had did called Zombies 1985 that like he directed and then she scored and then like would play live too. And so anyway, I hadn't seen her play in like probably since before the lockdown era. And like she was fucking great. And I'll say this about Gold Diggers. It's a small room, but it fucking sounds good in there. Like, shockingly good. I saw Chris Moore's, like, one band play there. I'm slipping on the name. The Goth one. They sounded great in there. So it's like, anything I've gone to see there musically has sounded good. So it's like, I don't know. It's like some of these other rooms could figure some shit out. I guess I could talk about like going back to Melt Banana. I also saw Junior Juggernaut, if I can say the name, which is Mike Williamson, who's like a 16 millimeter collector. Shout out to Mike. It's his kind of like alternative, like I'll say like alternative rock kind of band. Definitely influenced like by Dinosaur Jr. and like Armchair Martian and things like that. And
It's all the same show? Also at the Gold Diggers?
no, this is a different show.
Okay.
I've been to too many shows, like too many different shows, like the last week. But like, they were great. But like, it also, I started realizing something last, I'd say, couple months. Like, I've been drinking a lot, and by a lot, I mean like ignorantly.
Well, yeah, man, it's fucking 90 degrees outside. We gotta be drinking water.
Yeah, I ain't
Not water?
Not water, son.
Oh, so, homie.
There was a couple nights last week. Actually, the Junior Juggernaut show was, and then like there was another night when I hang out with Mike Kwanko, who directed Watch Them Come Blood and In the Ditch, and you know, really great indie filmmaker, and also a co-worker of Nick and I's. We had gone out and we were just hanging out on like a Tuesday after work, and then like next thing you know, it's like I was like 14, 15 drinks deep. We're hanging out with another coworker, Lyric, and like I'm doing fucking karaoke. Did Hunger Strike. So, oh, wow. Yeah. So, you know I'm fucking blasted. That's a good night. But like I was finding myself like, you know, I usually try to stick to like a 2-drink maximum and occasionally we'll get the third.
Were you Eddie Vedder or Chris Cornell?
I did Eddie Vedder. Lyric did Chris Cornell.
Okay, cool.
So that is important. I don't think I could do Chris Cornell. I mean, maybe. I'm not going to try now, but like, but anyway, it was just like there's been several nights where I've like gone over like double digits in drinks and not in consecutive order. Like, you know, there's a way you're supposed to drink. You start like you're clear or, you know, dark, like alcohol, and then you can go to beer. I was going like back and forth. It was like old fashioned, fucking margarita, a fucking like hazy IPA or some shit. I
You
don't
got
even
some
like
Trulies?
what.
Some Trulies?
Fuck Trulies though.
Yeah.
Nick can talk about when Tom was here and the Trulies he had. Jesus Christ, that if you want to feel like shit, drink a bunch of Trulies, truly, because sorry, easy fucking joke, but I have come to a conclusion that like I'm at a point in my life now is like I can't drink because like I have no boundaries anymore. So when I went to Melt Banana, which was at the El Rey, and usually it's like, hey, you're at a show, grab a beer, grab a drink or whatever. And I was just like, nah, I just took a break. And I'm like, today's day 8, which is like maybe not a lot, but like I feel a fucking lot better. Like I wasn't getting hungover like those. I'm surprised I wasn't hungover. I wasn't fucking barfing like those nights. Like,
Damn.
like there's definitely like after the Junior Juggernaut show, like we were just out and like next thing I know we're at fucking Jumbo's and like I'm doing tequila shots and there's like some dude there that's like
Shout out Jumbos.
yeah, we can shout out Jumbo's, it's fine. It's putting people's kids through college or I don't know. Anyway, but like there's a dude that we were hanging out with that just like pulled out like $200 worth of ones and he's handed to us for us to throw at like, I mean, if you don't know what Jumbo's Clown Room is, it's like it's a non-strip club. It's a bikini bar. Which, because if you live in this, I guess in Los Angeles, like if you serve alcohol in what is supposed to be a strip club, you can't have nudity. But if you have nudity, you can't serve alcohol. So anyway, this dude's like giving us ones. We're throwing shit. I did like a shot of tequila, and that was like drink number 14. And it was my second one because I had one at Harvard and Stone when Williamson's band was playing. And I was just like, I need to go home. And I walked from fucking Hollywood and wherever fucking Jumbo's is, like down to my apartment off of Santa Monica Boulevard. And like, it's not a bad walk, but I don't remember making the walk. Man. And I don't even remember getting in my apartment. I don't even remember getting in bed. And I was just like, when I woke up, it's like I had like, it wasn't a hangover, but it was just like, oh, I kind of feel like, you know, a little bit of shittiness after you go out drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, you know, I can't fucking do this anymore. And, you know, it's like I have lots of friends. I'm not telling anyone not to drink or anything like that. That's not what it's about. It's just like I have a personal problem. And like, you know, I'm going to still go hang out with my friends after the screenings at L3 like we normally do. And like we always go to a bar and I'm just going to get a club soda or cranberry juice and I'll be fine. Because like I don't need the fucking drink to hang out with people. So that's just one of those things. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to feel better in life. And I feel like I'm, you know, the last week kind of had an epiphany kind of thing. And like, I kind of found some closure where I needed it for a lot of things. And it's like, I'm still depressed. You know, that's going to take a while to fucking clear up. But like, I'm not miserable, if that makes sense.
No.
It's like, I just, you know, it's like, I'm okay. And like, there's good shit coming up. Like, you know, hanging out. It's like, it's cool Nicoli's here.
Life is sick.
Thank you, man.
Life is sick. It's something we talk about all the time. Life is sick.
Earth is sick. Life is sick.
Earth is okay.
You remember
Earth the band?
Earth the band? You got to keep forgetting there's only 2 mics.
Earth the band, just okay. Earth the planet, sick.
Yeah. Sure, we're going to probably fucking destroy it in the next 10 years, but like...
Speak for yourself, pal.
Okay.
I'll be right here just having a good time.
You're just waiting for the apocalypse, aren't you?
I'm fine.
But anyway, it's been a fucking while since we've done one of these. I think we recorded back in like April when I got back from Salem Horror Fest.
Yeah.
And then like that episode dropped in May, and then we just haven't worked out schedule-wise to do one until like literally today. So I'm going to do some recapping, and like Nick can interject and Nicoli can obviously interject too. But like May was the intellectual properties screening. You ran some of those, didn't you? You ran Monster Squad, right?
I definitely did. It was like, that was like a year ago.
Yeah, it was. I think you did Monster Squad. But
I
like,
definitely did Monster Squad. I definitely did probably at least 2. What else? What else you got?
Garbage Pail Kids. Actually,
Yeah, it was the same night.
Yeah, because it was the same night. You would have did both of those.
Yeah, both on film.
Yeah, both. Everything in May was on film.
Dude, even Garbage Pail Kids was like packed out.
Yeah, I mean, it was the lowest.
People came out for Garbage Pail Kids.
Especially after I did the intro, it's like, I already got your fucking money.
Yeah. Jim definitely was just like, yo, this movie straight up sucks.
And you know what? It does. I had some friends that were trying to get me to stay for it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go out. And
I'm good.
I came back after the movie just to see if they were still sitting there, and they were fucking gone.
Hell yeah.
They got fucking tapped out.
I'm still so. I mean, you know, that movie came out definitely for me at like the perfect. I mean, it actually even for the franchise or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's like it kind of came out in a perfect time. I mean, they were on top.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the movie killed them. I don't know.
I mean, it's very similar because I also did He-Man that month, which is like those movies are tied together because my parents took me to see He-Man. I know I already talked about this on the podcast, and I already did a fucking vlog kind of thing talking about Masters of the Universe, and like basically because that movie was not very good.
I'm glad both of these movies exist. Is my point? It's just like both of these movies suck. And I'm really glad both these movies exist, and they both came out at like a perfect time for the film, you know. And it's just so funny that they flopped and they're awful.
I mean, I had the production designer for Master Universe out, William Stout.
Yeah,
who like he's worked on all kinds.
Maybe
of,
he
like,
defends it.
Kind of, but like, you know, I mean, the best thing about Master Universe is the production design, and like, you know, I think the problem with both Garbage Pail Kids and Master Universe is like you take the core concept of those movies and then like you try to like, oh, we're gonna go to Earth and we're gonna introduce a fucking bunch of fucking humans that no one gives a shit about.
Yeah,
and like that's the problem with both those movies.
It's like making a Garfield movie with a real cat.
Yeah, no, you just don't do that. Like Garfield needs to look like Garfield in the fucking comic strip. Feed that fucker lasagna. Yeah. That writes itself. Like, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
I do want to mention Mac and Me because, like, Jonah came out and introduced it with me, which, like, was really cool because it's like when I announced Mac and Me, it was like every asshole was like, oh, is Conan O'Brien and Paul Rudd coming? Because of the fucking Paul Rudd skit that every time he was ever on Conan O'Brien would show the fucking wheelchair dummy drop. And
every asshole. Every fucking asshole. I'm sorry if you asked and you're offended now, but I definitely know friends that I literally heard them ask.
Yes.
Yes, him. Yes, him.
Yes, him. You're all assholes. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Does he watch the podcast? Does he listen to the podcast?
Who the fuck knows?
Probably, yeah.
Probably. Anyway, so Jonah came out and introduced it, and the way I had to set up, because Jonah was worried that people would think Paul Rudd was coming out, I was like, no. And I basically, when I did the intro,
even Jonah.
Well,
fuck you, Jonah.
No. What it was is like it was more in how the setup having him come out because it was an episode of the newer Mystery Science Theater, which is why I had Jonah come out. So I explained like, you know, Paul Rudd and fucking Conan O'Brien.
We couldn't get Paul Rudd, but here's Jonah.
No. I said like neither Conan O'Brien or Paul Rudd have actually seen Mac and Me all the way through. Like that was my fucking defense. So I was like, I'm bringing out a guy that had to watch it 80 times for fucking Mystery Science Theater.
True.
And Jonah comes out and the first thing he says like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
And just fucking annihilates the fucking movie. Because he years ago at Beyond Fest, he did a Q&A with the director Stuart Raffle, who was also directed Tammy and the T-Rex.
Sick one.
So when he's talking about Tammy and T-Rex, obviously he asked them some questions about Mac and Me. And and basically he was talking about how like it wasn't McDonald's that actually funded it. It was like the Beef Corporation. Like beef was like, how do we get kids to eat more beef?
Where's the beef?
Yeah, what's fun to movie? Like and just like winning
it's brilliant.
I mean, it didn't work. Mac and Me didn't quite become the franchise that McDonald's and like there's a Japanese bank that was like funded.
Bank and Me.
I don't know I forget what they were called, but like we got Nicoli.
Yo, speaking of Japanese, what's going on with the Japanese Mac and Me?
Oh, you want to know about the original ending?
Yeah, man.
So like,
you don't want to.
Oh fuck! So the original Mac and Me ending in Japan, like they reshot. They had the kid gets shot and he dies. Like that's the ending.
Like lit up.
Like he gets fucking lit.
RoboCop.
Maybe not RoboCop. They didn't go that far. He didn't have fucking squibs and he's not like fucking dead rolling around in the wheelchair. I mean,
got him.
But look, they fucking killed him. The Japanese version. You can go on YouTube and watch that shit. So anyway, Jonah came out and that was really fun, and that was May. And then like just as we're recording this, going to be wrapping up Hong Kong summer that I've been doing at the American Cinematheque, which, like, you know, truthfully, it's kind of hard. Like, LF3 wise, it's my best number. It's the best month I've had. Yeah. Like, every month I've had like one show that's like kind of like just doesn't do as well as the others, and that's just natural. This month, everything was pretty fucking close. Cool. Yeah. Like, you know, started off with the Bleak Week like number, which was Run and Kill, and first of 3 consecutive movies where a fucking child dies. I wasn't trying.
Bleak. Very bleak.
Well, I mean, that was intentional. The other ones weren't, but it just like it became a reoccurring theme.
It wasn't an inside joke.
I guess it is.
Can you keep it going to the end of the year?
I'm trying.
Cool.
I'm trying. Like I'm doing Pumpkinhead next month, which we'll talk about, which definitely has a dead kid in it. But like, so you know, gotta keep a theme going.
End the year with Japanese Mechami.
I'm not gonna play a fucking like YouTube clip, man. We're done with Mac and Me. Mac and Me had the best screening Mac and Me has ever had at the fucking LF3. Yeah. Like,
the only way it could be better is if you bring Paul Rudd to watch the YouTube clip.
I'm not bringing Paul Rudd, man. No. Paul Rudd has, I don't know what the fuck. Is he Ant-Man?
He might have shit to do.
He might have shit to do. But anyway, like, back to the Hong Kong stuff. Run and Kill did really well. And like I went on Letterboxd, and like occasionally when I show like something that's really fucked up, I just want to see what the reviews are. Cool. And like a lot of like 3.5, 4 stars, 4.5 stars for it.
What?
Dude, have you ever seen Run and Kill?
No, but people were disappointed. People were let down. People were sad.
No, 3.5 is good, dude. Well, how do you rank on Letterboxd?
If I think about it the next day, like what did I watch? That's a 4, maybe.
You ever see those people in Letterboxd that in their bio, it's just like they try to spell it out for you. They're like, well, 5 stars means it's a perfect film. Now 4.5. It's like, bro, we know what movie ratings are. You don't need to fucking explain. You don't need to explain to me like 1 to 5, 1 to 10. I think we're good, dude. Like, dude, it's insane.
Some of those fucking Letterboxd ratings, like the good and bad, are fucking performative. Like straight up. Oh yeah. Like, any fucking dickhead that puts a half star for fucking I Know Who Killed Me.
No good.
You know, I'm just going on there, like, for fun once a week, rating Inception half star. Fucking Oppenheimer 1.
Well, I mean...
Fucking Tenet 1.
But that's evening out the fucking people that are like, everything Christopher Nolan is a 5. And it's like...
That's nuts, too. That doesn't make any sense either. They gotta get banned.
Look, I mean... If we're going to get off topic and talk about Letterboxd ratings, like...
We're going to get off
topic. Yeah.
Oh,
hey, man, we talk about movies, we talk about apps.
Yeah. You know, fuck movies. It's only about, like, rating
the ratings.
It's not even about watching the movie. It's just what you fucking log.
How do you rate it?
It's how you rate it.
How long after the movie do you rate it?
Dude, dude, the second credits hit.
I hate that
sometimes.
Shit. That's not okay.
I see like people like boop boop.
That's not okay.
I look out the port in the theater all the time, like when I'm running, because especially like when I'm running actual film, like I have to actually be like looking at the screen for like the very end of it, right? And I see so many people in the crowd at all 3 theaters. Just like as soon as the crawl hits, they're on their phone, they're on Letterboxd, or they're just on their phone. But like, a lot of times it is very much, especially I see it at LF3. Oh, it's like LF3 is a big Letterboxd crowd, you know.
I mean, I have my same seat. I sit in the back, so I can. It's like I'm not trying to look at people's phones, but like literally, you're holding it up, and I know what a fucking the Letterboxd app looks like. People just like it's fucking crack to people. Mm-hmm. Like literally, that fucking quick high of just like getting those reviews in. I don't know, man. It's like when I give something 5 stars, is it really a 5-star movie? It's only to me.
To you, yeah, definitely,
definitely. That's all that matters. It's like
now, when to answer your question, when I see you give 5-star movies, they're definitely like we know they're not 5-star movies. Now, when
fuck you, fuck you, and your fucking
you guys have definitely talked about like I rate some shit wild as hell.
Dude. All right. Well, now that you're fucking here,
you guys have definitely said this.
Oh, we have brought up your fucking Letterboxd. Like, we'll go look at something. I'm like, what the fuck?
What was it?
There's
Was
a
it-
there was
was
a
it-
there was a Carnival of Souls one where it was like 2.5.
Oh yeah, this is what started it all. This is why I'm here.
This
This is the reason for the season, homie.
yeah, fuck man. It was just like there was some other things.
And then you guys had a whole like 30-minute. Yeah, I might have been on the phone. Whatever. Nick was hooking it up. Nick was in my defense. I'll stick to that story.
Then why are you rating it? If
I
you never
gotta
actually
go.
watched?
I gotta get back to it. I'm gonna rewatch it for you.
All right, good.
Definitely. No
I mean-
phone down.
Phone down, just be immersed for fucking 78 minutes. It's not
Yeah.
even. It's fucking. It's like a third of a Christopher Nolan movie to watch Carnival. of
Which we've
Souls.
definitely seen some Christopher Nolan movies.
I still haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Oh man. Yeah, we saw it.
I know you guys went and saw it like 6 a.m.
6
Like
a.m. baby. But oh yeah, I'll rewatch Carnival of Souls.
there were some other suspect ratings.
I believe that. Yeah. It's all. I give it like a day. I give it a day, then I say, how do I feel about it? All right,
But-
cool. But I think I'm definitely not the LF3 people like taking it too serious. Like I'm gonna be graded on this shit.
Well, the thing is, it's like as much as we're busting your balls about
Oh, yeah.
it, like that's your honest rating, and that's fine.
There it
Like,
is. Toy Story 2 is very high. Yeah.
No, actually, you know what it was? It was your fucking Jaws rating.
Oh yeah, we talked about that too. You guys talked about that too.
That's insane. Would you give it 3?
I don't remember.
The
I
fuck?
don't remember this. I don't remember
What the
this.
fuck is wrong with you,
It's
man?
definitely years ago, a year or two ago.
God, just never mind. I can't.
alright.
I
It's
can't do
alright.
this anymore. Anyway, back to Run and Kill. So
Alright.
like people loved it, but then there was one guy that was like, "This movie just couldn't pick a lane. It was totally all over the place." And I'm like, "Dog, have you ever seen a fucking Hong Kong movie? Anything from Jackie Chan to like they all have like weird." Like a lot of the Hong Kong movies, even the fucking category 3 ones will like just slip into fucking slapstick. Because that's just kind of what they did. They just Hong Kong like to have jokes and then fucking insane stunts and crazy shit. But Run and Kill literally killed up. The homie Scott Carlson was there. There's a bunch of people there. Like it I think what I said, because it was part of Bleak Week, I was like, there's bleaker films playing, but this one's for the fucking, how do I put it? Like the real degenerates.
True maniacs.
Yeah, the true maniacs.
True
And, like,
maniacs.
and the people that hadn't seen the movie when like the scene happens, like the big one, I was sitting next to Kevin's wife Lisa, and she screamed in the auditorium. It's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" When it happened, I was like, "Perfect, perfect reaction." I also showed. So originally I had something else planned for June, and that got torpedoed. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do Hong Kong stuff. I think we might have talked about this in the other episode, or the last episode, whenever that was. But like, end up doing Heroic Trio, which I kind of forgot that a bunch of kids are killed in it, like babies, some
No, you
demon babies. Like
You did not.
I did actually. And then I did Fatal Termination, which like my selling point was like there's a car chase in Fatal Termination where there's a little girl hanging out the window
Oh.
like held by her hair. Like that car chase is fucking out of control. And somehow I forgot that the little girl in the movie also gets shot and dies. And I told everyone, it's like, because this is what happens. Like memories fade. I can't remember everything. And I don't try to watch a fucking movie that I'm going to watch in the theater right beforehand. The only time I do that is if I'm doing a Q&A.
Makes sense.
And, oh, fuck. When the little girl died, like, a bunch of people just turned and looked at me. I was like, just shrugged my
You
shoulders.
did
like,
it again.
Did it again.
Dunzo.
I mean, well,
Smoking on the Bozo pack.
God damn it. But anyway, like, just did,
He can't miss.
I can't miss. Anyway, speaking of targets, closed out with Hard Target, which like I had to move Bull in the head because of like, price points and like need a little more like need to sell more tickets than what the LO3 was. Moved over to Egyptian, actually selling well, so that's gonna be I'll be doing that tomorrow. Obviously, this podcast will be out before or after then, but end up doing Hard Target because 1, Universal title, 2, knew it would be on 35, 3, figured it would do well, and it fucking sold out. I know the homie Edwin was there, had his Hard Target poster up, was excited. I hadn't seen Hard Target in fucking years, and like I get a text from my friend Uveen, who like I did a bunch of like way back in the Void days. Like he used to help me out, get like action guests and shit like that. Actually helped get William Stout for Master of the Universe, but he like occasionally does some work with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And he's like, yo, I was on a Zoom with Van Damme today, and I told him about your screen of Hard Target, and he was like, "Oh, please tell him thank you. I'm really excited that the movie's playing and people get to see it." So like, well, that's cool. Get the cosign from Van Damme in Belgium.
Jean-Claude.
Yeah. And then I forgot how ridiculous that fucking movie is. Like I mean, it has all the great woo-isms, like in like Hard Boiled, the slow motion, the doves, and all that shit. But like, because it's Van Damme, because he has a mullet, because like, I don't know, man. That movie played like gangbusters. Like, people were laughing at the ridiculous stuff, and people were cheering for like all the explosions. Wilford Brimley's fucking whatever fucking Cajun accent he chose to do in the movie. You know, the diabetes guy going like doing a fucking Creole accent. It's fucking insanity. It's also insanity that he's riding a fucking horse with a bow and arrow, and there's like explosions going off behind him. It's like,
Badass.
yeah, badass. Bless you, John Woo. But like, it fucking killed. And then obviously going to close out the month of June with Bullet in the Head, which is John Woo's like probably most personal movie. It's like a war. It's like his version of The Deer Hunter. But like, it's really brutal.
Deer Hunter's a 5-star, just so you know.
Is it?
Oh, here we
Is it?
go.
Is it?
Sounds like, oh, well, there's kids dying in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll give it 4.5.
Great.
Because it's not better than
Too long?
No, it's not better than Apocalypse Now.
Also 5. They can't both be 5?
Not my world.
That's all right. That's all right.
Not my letterbox world, motherfucker. Anyway, just to kind of get on with like our nonsense. This will be coming out like in July, and some of these screenings will already have happened. But maybe pump up some of the ones that'll be at the end of the month.
What's coming up?
What's coming up? Well, next week is 4th of July week. As we're recording this, this will come out probably after 4th of July week. But doing the 3rd annual screening of Roller Coaster, about to sell out again.
I know Jim's excited.
Oh, fucking Roller Coaster is a top 10 movie. That's a 5-star. I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me about it, but like,
I think every other human.
Nah, I wouldn't be selling it out every year.
Except Edwin. Shout out Edwin.
Edwin, like, I don't have to bust down my poster because Edwin bought a Roller Coaster poster off someone to put up there. But I was playing my personal 35mm trailer of it. I had it because like, it's a flat trailer, so I can only play in front of flat movies. Luckily, now Roller Coaster is normally a scope movie, but like the trailer I have is flat. So like, I knew Fatal Termination and Hard Target, and actually Bullet in the Head is flat.
Does it play like scope in a flat container? That trailer?
No, it's just a flat trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I realized is like, it's an alternate trailer than what's available on the Blu-ray and online.
Yeah,
it's like I didn't, because last year I didn't play it because for whatever reason, like, whatever I was doing in June before July, wasn't showing a lot of 35. So actually, I think the only 35 I was doing was scope, and that trailer's flat. So like, it just wouldn't make sense to do that. And also, it's just like, it's not worth it. Like, if it's easy, like if both things are flat, obviously it's worth doing.
Yeah.
So I just happened to have 3 in a row, like Fatal Termination, Hard Target, and Bullet in the Head, which is going to be the last time it plays. And like, I hadn't got a chance to see this trailer since I bought it last year. I paid like maybe less than $30 for it, and that's with the shipping.
Yeah.
And like, it has like voiceover narration that kind of explains it. Like, it's like a completely alternate trailer, and I'm just like, whoa. It's like, I kind of want to pay some money and get it scanned just to have like a legit like copy of it.
Yeah.
I've seen like fucking scope trailers that they played in the wrong fucking container, where it's just like, it's so window boxed.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. It's like, why? But also, like, most multiplexes don't have a projectionist. They have just like a bunch of kids that like program the fucking DCPs in and the server queues, and then just like walk off and say, hope it works.
Right.
Like, literally. But anyway, obviously Roller Coaster going to sell a 3rd year in a row. One of my personal favorite movies. Also going to be doing Frogs for 4th of July week. I actually wasn't planning on doing it. And like Grant, artistic, was it creative or artistic director? I can't remember what his title.
It's creative director.
Creative director. Anyway, like Grant Moniger, was like, hey, would you be interested in doing Frogs? I'm like, yeah, maybe. So we shipped in like the only 35mm out there that at least we know of.
Harry.
Yeah, Harry Guerrero print. Shout out to Harry. And like, dude, Frogs is just a ridiculous movie because one, it's like, echo horror movie, but like, also, it's not just frogs. It's like reptiles, amphibians, birds, bugs. Like, it's like all this shit like attacking like this weird island party in like Florida or some shit. It's got Sam Elliott in it without a mustache. I mean, that's just wild. It's a goofy movie. I'm looking forward to watching it. Other things I'm doing in July, again, this was another month where like I had something else planned and it got fucking torpedoed and I just had to pivot again. I was just like, you know what? I haven't done a month of like strictly horror in a long, long time. So I did a bunch of hits and did a bunch of like things on 35. Going to be doing The Town That Dreaded Sundown by Charles B. Pierce, who also directed why am I forgetting the name? Legend of Boggy Creek. There we go. The Bigfoot movie that started off and kicked off all those Bigfoot ripoff movies. Town That Dreaded Sundown, like it's based on a true story that happened. The Texarkana killer, like was kind of proto Zodiac. Like he wore a mask and like killed couples and stuff like that. You might actually dig it just for your true crime shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar with this one for sure. They remade it a few years back as well.
Yeah, we actually, I think it's more than a few. I think year 2 of Beyond Fest we played the remake.
Okay.
Because like it was a weird kind of meta thing because they acknowledged like the original killer and the actual original movie. I hadn't seen the remake and I mean maybe I haven't even seen the remake. I saw like the first 10 minutes when they were tech checking.
Yeah.
So I mean it's been a while, but like it's a really good movie. And plus like it's the movie that they stole Baghead Jason from.
Yeah.
So. And this is a much better movie than Friday the 13th Part 2. I don't care. Fuck that series. Also going to be doing... Yeah, I'm always going to be a Friday the 13th hater. Except for Part 5. Part 5, Part 6, Part 4. They're watchable. Anyway, going to be doing Pumpkinhead. Speaking of child killing, going back to the Hong Kong month. That's going to be on 35. That I've had that on the queue for a while, and I had it in different series. I actually almost had it like... At one point when I was doing that intellectual property series in May, I was going to do more like childhood trauma type of movies. And I was going to put Pumpkinhead in there. And I was like, well, maybe do Monster Squad instead, which was probably a better choice for that month.
Imagine being like, I hate Friday the 13th, but hey, check out Pumpkinhead.
It's a better movie. better movie than most of the Friday the 13th movies. Also better than Friday the 13th, Motel Hell.
Yeah.
Also in 35 millimeter. And... closing out the month of July with the best werewolf movie ever made.
Teen Wolf.
That's your personal favorite. I always forget you're a fucking Teen Wolf, Mark.
I'm a Teen Wolf guy.
Yeah, you are.
Through and through.
So, all right.
I'm basically Scott Howard. That's basically me. I'm Teen Wolf.
God damn it.
That's basically me just playing basketball, just schooling everyone. Hanging out with my best friend Styles. Fucking
God damn it.
Kegs of beer. Fucking dancing.
When the fuck
That's basically me.
When have you... I've never seen you dance in my life. And I'm not talking about like hardcore moshing or anything like that. I'm legit fucking like Teen Wolf dancing.
That's literally you.
All right, I'm being proven wrong right now.
There it is.
I mean, I guess we probably should have video for this podcast so you don't know what Nick was doing, but he was cutting a fucking seriously mean rug just now. Anyway.
That's what he does every time.
Anyway, top 5, one of the top 5 werewolf movies, including Teen Wolf. Although I'm not showing Teen Wolf, I'm showing the fucking Howling.
It's a good one, too. It's a good one.
Howling's my personal favorite werewolf movie. I think Joe Dante's going to come out in intro, or he might not. He said he's like might be starting a project, so which is kind of cool because like Joe's super nice guy. Had him out for matinee last year. It comes out, it'd be cool. If not, still get to watch The Howling. A couple other things I'm going to throw out for the month of July. I'm going to be back at the Frida Cinema on the 19th. Going to be doing a Summer Sleaze kind of double feature. Going to be doing 2 of my favorite like insane exploitation movies. Going to be doing Butcher Baker Nightmare Maker, aka Night Warning, which is just one of the craziest, like, off the fucking rails exploitation movies ever made. Susan Tyrrell stars in it. She just absolutely gives an unhinged performance. And going to be doing Don't Go in the House, which is kind of came out the same year as Maniac. Has some similar themes in it. It's about a guy that like has his mother's like controlling him, and then she dies, and then like I guess she used to burn him as a kid, so now he has like this weird fire fear fetish thing. So like he definitely kidnaps women, puts them in a steel room, and fucking hits them with a blowtorch. And the movie, as fucked up as it is, has a scene in it that will make me laugh every single time I see it. And I'm gonna wait until after screening I'll talk about it, because like the way it's set up, the way it's executed, the disco music that's playing with it, it is just a masterpiece of just insane exploitation filmmaking. And I will laugh at it no matter how many times I see it and how fucked up it is. So I'm really excited for that double. And going to be back at Midsummer Scream with Friends of the Void, Melissa LaMartina and Chris LaMartina, because Melissa directed, I think this is her feature directorial debut. She did a movie called For Sale by Exorcist that's coming out through Dread Central's like film thing, I guess. I don't know what you call it. Film distribution. I think it's through Epic Pictures or something like that. Chris wrote it, Melissa directed it and produced it, and like it's kind of a neat little movie. It's like another kind of like pseudo documentary type thing about a woman that like, you know, is a realtor, but she's also an exorcist, so she'll like clean out the ghosts so people can move in the houses and things like that. They hit me up pretty early on because they were like looking for a strategy to kind of get the movie out there, and like I just like thought back because we did WNUF2 at Midsummer. I was like, maybe just hit them up and we'll just do it there again. So it's going to be screened at the closing night party, I think.
Cool.
So I'm going to be doing that Q&A and kind of really excited for that. And one last thing of Void business, the summer season of the Cinema Madness movie. I originally, when the last mini season happened back in like March, April, I said I was going to like, you know, come back in July. A lot of shit's been going on. I haven't been really doing YouTube vlogs. Like, obviously the podcast has been even more infrequent. Like, you know, I can't blame Nick's work schedule because that's not really all of it. It's also like, hold on, Nikolai's got something to say.
I like the YouTube vlogs.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting back to them.
Cool.
I actually worked on one today, so.
Just wanted to say.
I actually should say what it is, but, you know, I actually did a top 10 animal attack movie thing.
The lists are awesome.
So this is another list. Frogs is on this list, and some other crazy shit. The number one animal attack movie is pretty obvious because, like, if I didn't pick it, I'd be the biggest dick in the world or rated 3 stars on Letterboxd. But like,
I was ready to say Birds.
Birds didn't make the list.
Damn.
I like Hitchcock. I like Birds, but like, it's not even my favorite Hitchcock movie. I'm gonna go off
Doesn't have to be. It's great.
The Birds is cool, but it's just like, you know, for an animal attack movie, it's kind of artsy, and I just kind of went more trashy for most of my picks.
All right.
So it didn't make my list. I'm sure the second it goes up on YouTube, there's going to be some guys like, where's the birds?
Of course.
Which is like...
Birdemic was there?
No Birdemic either. I don't think there was any killer bird movies outside of Frogs, which does have killer birds. But like, I didn't do a full-on killer bird movie. There's dogs, there's worms, there's ants. You know, I hit a lot of things on that, but that'll be coming out. That'll probably be out before the podcast. So
very cool.
I've been slacking on doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of it has to do with mental health stuff. And it's just like, you know, the willingness to sit down and fucking bust my ass and do these like fucking vlogs, because some of them take a while. The lists take fucking forever to do because I have to record.
I can believe that. Yeah.
You could believe that, or you could do that?
I could believe that. Definitely. Yeah. You put a lot of the Jallo list one was sick.
Yeah.
You had evidence for each one. I was like, man, all right, cool. You know, maybe want to watch all. What, 5, 10?
It was 10.
Yeah. 10 Nick was like, yeah, I'll watch all 10.
What?
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't.
Nah, Nick's seen enough of them.
Yeah.
Nick probably agrees with the number one on the Giallo list, which was Mrs. Ward. I mean, as much as Nick pretends he doesn't like genre stuff and only watches fucking Criterion stuff, Nick likes things.
No.
Nick likes things. Nick
No.
Nick likes things. Nick might pretend to be a fucking hater of everything.
No, he's a hater, but Earth is sick apparently.
Yeah, Earth is cool. Yeah. Fucking like Hack-A-Lantern, not cool, but
no.
But anyway, back to the bigger point. So, as I'm getting my head back on straight, Cinema Madness movies also take a fuck ton of time to do, and it's just like I haven't had the energy to like fucking sit down and like cut up a movie, get the commercials together, film host segments and all that. So the new season, I originally said early July, then I just did a vlog just to kind of update shit where I said late July. I'm just gonna start in August because I got too much shit going on in July. So I could probably get through and get the episodes ready in July for August, but like I gotta be realistic. And also it's like I tend to be a workaholic. So I usually go all in. And like, I work a full-time job at the Cinematheque. And obviously Void is connected to that. But Cinematic Void is more than a full-time fucking job. And like sometimes it's just like...
It's a lifestyle.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, man.
So, I don't know. It's just like I'm trying to be like not burning myself out by doing stuff. But like, I do want to get back into the vlogs and just like maybe not do it weekly, but like just get back into the flow of it. And obviously get the Cinematis movie stuff. So if you're wondering when the Cinematis movie is going to be back in August, I am going to say that it's good if it's going to be Patreon centric on how many episodes to do. I think right now I'm just going to do... I got a double feature to kick things off in another episode, but like, as more people join the Patreon, I'll do more episodes.
All right. That's a incentive right there. Hell yeah.
So that's where we're at in the Void.
Shout out to the Patreon supporters.
Yeah, shout out to Patreon supporters. They make all of this possible. They made Nicoli possible.
I wasn't even here until Patreon happened.
Yeah, I mean, we can afford Nicoli now.
Man.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe for sure.
But anyway, since we got Nicoli here, you're gonna stick around and do rewatch and listen with us?
I could, yeah. If I'll be here.
I mean,
I ain't going anywhere else, man.
And none of us. Hey, no one's going.
If we get some Dave's Hot Chicken in here, I'll stay.
That's all you guys. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. But when we return, we're gonna be doing read, watch, and listen here on the Cinematic Void podcast.
It was important that everything be perfect, and it just seemed overwhelming. We wanted it to be something special, something memorable. The service, the catering, the flowers. We had people coming from out of town, as well as some very special things. Personal memories. Flannery Buchanan was there, helping to plan even the smallest details, helping to make this occasion true celebration of life.
Flannery Buchanan, a memorable, meaningful celebration of life.
Who's that? The life of the party, that's who.
There's a super party animal. His name is Buds McKenzie. When the sun shines bright on a cold Bud Light, he's in a party frenzy.
He's Spuds McKenzie, the posh pooch of pop culture.
Go, Spuds, go.
Bud, you're an animal.
Go, go, Spuds, go, go.
Welcome back. It's now time for on the Cinematic Void podcast, where we talk about all the things we've been reading, watching, and or listening to since the last time we recorded a podcast. And since Nicoli's here and I guess was the host, now is a guest, I guess you get to why don't you tell us what you've been reading, watching, and or listening to, Nicoli?
All right. I came prepared, I gotta say. Read, I haven't done much. I'll say I haven't done much. The only thing I've been reading is the Rocker Zine. Nick knows about this one. It's mainly focused around like noise music, but there's always a cool section about like just history of American music. And I forgot to show Nick this, but there's a cool little section talking about country music that reminded me of that Rhinestones and Diamonds or cocaine and Rhinestones. And I was gonna say cocaine and diamonds, cocaine and rhinestones podcast. That was very cool. I think you would like that cool little section. So that just the Rocker Zine read. For watch, yesterday, before I was rudely interrupted, I was talking about how I watched, fuck, what's it called? Oh, A Quiet Place, day one, which I was a little disappointed about. But it was all right. It was good.
I didn't like it. I hadn't seen the second one. I fucking hated the first movie.
You hate the first one?
Yeah.
Did you see it in theaters?
I saw it in the theater.
Man, that's where it got me. Because I felt like I was there. I had to be quiet too.
I just felt like I had to be quiet because I was bored to fucking tears and falling asleep.
No way. It was so sick.
Oh, man. It's the giant bugs. Fuck that.
What'd you rate it?
Half a star.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I probably gave it 15, if anything.
15?
No. No, but it's there. It's good. But this one, yeah, not as good as the first two, for sure. I've been watching a lot of Toy Story 2 with my kids. Definitely. That's the one. And
is that a 5-star?
No. But it's good. That's maybe a 3.5. The third one is maybe a 3. The first one's a 4.5 for sure. That's probably what. And then I watched Dune Part 2 the other day which I went to see in theaters a few times. Fell asleep every time because my wife, shout out to my wife, got tickets for us at 10 p.m. every single time. She fucked up right there because I stay falling asleep. So yeah, Dune Part 2, that was great. And that's all for watch. And then listen not too much. Haven't been listening too much. Kind of been driving straight up, just driving and not listening to just driving. Just doing the thing. No, you know what I did? So I'll say driving out of that Grand Canyon, like I said, I was trying to stay awake, man. I'm fucking tired. So I was listening to a bunch of songs I knew from as a kid. So a bunch of stuff that had been played on KRF 101 20 years ago. So a bunch of oldies music I could sing along to, like Four Tops, Temptations, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I'll say that for my listen.
All right, cool. All right, Nick, what have you been reading, watching, and or listening to?
All right, so for reading, I've been reading that new Peter Vack Silly Boy book that came out last week, I think. I've also been reading Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And then today I bought a copy of Leaning Toward Bethlehem by Joan Didion. And I also just got a copy of Grave Desire, A Culture History on Necrophilia. So I've got my hands full with a ton of books right now, and I'm just kind of, I've been reading a lot lately. I've just been really trying to find some time for myself, a little self-care, you know. Fucking everybody always wants to let's fucking podcast, let's fucking hang out.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, it's good food.
It's been like
let's play in a band.
Dog,
I just want to read, dude.
This podcast is the most inconsistent podcast out there. I'm sure most people think like I literally died at the end of the last episode, and like that's why there hasn't been one for like a month and a half.
So watch, I've been
just moving on from that.
So I've been watching Slow Burn, which was a podcast first about Watergate, and then this guy developed it as a TV series. And it's on like the fucking MGM Plus or like fucking Discovery Plus, some shit that you would never actually fucking subscribe to. But I just want to watch it. So I jumped in. I think I have like a 7-day trial. I'll try to slow burn through it. But yeah, I know you're a big Watergate guy.
I am.
So you might find it interesting. And this guy is kind of, you know, he seems like he's kind of trying to talk to people like that were like there that like aren't key. You know what I mean? Like he's pulling in the big guns and trying to find like the real inside scoop. So you might enjoy it.
I'll definitely have to check that out. Like, you know, I love all the President's Men, Watergate shit. You know, like the 60s, 70s, like conspiracy, like weird, like political stuff is like kind of more my bag.
Right.
As you know, so.
For sure. And then I just saw American Psycho over at LF3. I had a day off, and I haven't seen that in like fucking 20 years. So American Psycho, good, cool movie.
You saw with their friend Tom that
I
we
did.
knew back
Tom was in town. We went to go see Drain, Terror, Angel Dust, fucking. It was like 7 bands. It was too many bands. End It. Just ran into a bunch of friends there and shit. It was real sick. But yeah, so Tom and I went and saw fucking American Psycho, and it was sick. It was DCP, and it was a weird crowd, and it was a bunch of people like kind of. It's a funny movie. It's funny lines. You know, his character is so over the top that like kind of everything he says is funny, but it's definitely one of those screenings where the crowd just laughs a little too much, where it's like, all right, you fucks. Fucking choke each one of you out on the way out the door.
No, but
you think everything's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, and then you're on Letterboxd when the fucking credits roll.
Exactly. Like this was a 4-star experience, and it's just like I don't know. I do think Letterboxd is like
I needed a good laugh. 4 stars.
You know, film literacy is a fucking issue in this fucking world. I almost said country, but you know, actually no, it really probably just is this country. I think like other places probably like I don't want to say like I don't think people are going to like the French Cinematheque and fucking like busting out laughing at the 400
Freddie got
blows.
fingered, yeah.
Yeah. Freddie got fingered. Yeah, they just politely applaud through it.
Right.
Remember people were cheering around.
People were laughing at it. People were laughing at the technology. It's like, this is fucking brutal, man. Like, fucking, I don't know. I hate you. I just watched Dogma on YouTube. Also haven't watched that in about 20 years. Shout out Selma Hayek. I think Nicoli knows her. It's cool.
Do you know her?
Nah. Don't know her.
But Dogma's still cool. Still holds up.
You know,
I think.
I came over while you were watching it that night, and like I sat down. Like, this is the second Kevin Smith movie I watched in like maybe like 2 months.
Yeah, you called Mallrats recently.
I called Mallrats in the new Bev, and like I started, and I was like, I don't know if this movie's gonna age well, and I was like, I don't know, and then like certain point, fucking Jason Lee just wins you over in that movie.
Yeah,
like he's the fucking key. Like him and Joey Lauren Adams are like,
yep.
And also I think like both Jay and Silent Bob are pretty fun in that one. So, but you know, Dogma did hold up better than I thought it would.
It's cool, man. Listen, guys.
What are we listening to here?
I don't fucking know, dude. I've been listening to that new All Under Heaven record that just came out called What Lies Ahead of Me. The text on the front of the record really bothers me. Let me pull it out. I'll show you. It's really nicely designed. I love the colors. I love the pink. It's fucking looks great. But this What Lies Ahead of Me. Yeah, that's a weird choice, dude.
Yeah, it's a weird like.
It's kind of everything about it is otherwise. It's like really nicely graphic design, right?
Circus Liquor on the front.
But yeah, right.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. But yeah, cool record. I've been listening to that, and then also on Sunday Drive Records is the new Broken Head LP. Been listening to that a ton as well. The new Boldy James came out last night. Boldy James and Conductor. That shit's really good. A buddy of mine, Robert Derbyshire, just sent me a copy of the 400 Blows LP Black Rainbow that just got reissued by Reptilian Records. I think it's probably around the 20th anniversary of that 400 Blows record. I saw them in Baltimore around that time, and they fucking ruled. And that record was like super hyped up when that shit came out. So it's cool to see Reptilian do that one. And I've been listening to Spiritualized and Spaceman 3 a ton lately. Spiritualized, Amazing Grace. Shit sounds like it's like, what if the Stooges played gospel music? You know? Shit rules. They kind of do, but even more. But yeah, that's about it for me, man. What is up?
All right, Reed, I've been doing a lot of self-help books, literature, things on codependency. Like, basically, like, I have, like, been really focusing on, like, better mental health, just better living. And, like, I don't know, man. I've mentioned this before, but 44 years of just, like, dealing with, like, different bullshit and just not really addressing it and, like, actually making an effort to do it. It's, like, it's been game-changing. And, like, you know, it's honestly, it's like I'm kind of happy that I'm giving myself a chance in life. Because, like, I don't know, you know, we talk about things that aren't on the podcast and, like, you know, heavy shit and all that. And it's just, like, I've just kind of always ignored myself and, like, my well-being because it's, like, you know, make sure my friends and other people are doing well. And just, like, fuck me, I don't matter. And, like, just kind of turn around that, like, yes, I can support my friends and give a shit and be helpful to them while also giving a shit and taking care of myself. So that's been most of my reading. Watch, I'm just going to talk about the things I saw in the theater. There's been quite a bit. So I'm going to be catching up here. One thing I've been wanting to talk about is I saw the TV Glow in the theater. I went to fucking Regal in Alhambra. It was a $7 movie, and it's like, I'll go to the like 10:30 show. Dude, they played 40 minutes worth of fucking trailers and commercials before the goddamn movie started. Dude, fuck all that. But I saw the TV Glow was amazing. Like, right now my favorite movie I saw this year.
Okay.
And like it's a weird thing of what it has to say about nostalgia and like things you watch growing up and how they become part of your character. Like it's kind of reminds me of stuff we talked on podcasts, like losing a relationship with like horror and genre stuff and like things you were really into and then like just something's like kind of lost.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's a couple of different readings you can have with the movie, but like that was the thing that hit me. Like there's like nods to like old Nickelodeon shit, like Are You Afraid of the Dark and The Adventures of Pete and Pete and things like that. And I actually think both Pete's have like a little cameo in that movie. So I really enjoyed it. Like the way I would describe it is like, I don't know, it feels like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark by way of David Lynch directing season 3 of Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Including like musical, like full-on musical like performances by bands and shit.
Is it like weird? Is it depressing? Because the way you're making it sounds like Vortex.
It's not Vortex. It's not depressing. I mean, there's sad stuff. And Fred Durst is in it. Fred Durst gives a hell of a performance in it.
The Fanatic.
Not the Fanatic, but like he's just an actor in this. And like that's, I mean, obviously he's kind of in there for the like the 90s nostalgia that's throughout this movie. But like, no, Fred Durst is fucking sick in this fucking movie. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. What I didn't enjoy was Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I thought it was a fucking exhausting 2+ hour cartoon. Yeah. Like, I love Fury Road, but like, this ain't it. And like, I don't know, man. It just like the way it was shot, the drop in frames to make it look faster. It just looked like a cartoon. And it just like, I just didn't fucking care. And like, it's like I couldn't get invested in it. Like, it just, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, George Miller, this and that. It's just like, I mean, I get it that you want to see him keep making movies, but like, it just wasn't good to me. And like, it's not quite like Late Night with the Devil where I'm going to talk about it and all of a sudden realize how much I fucking hate it.
That was funny.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Dude.
Listening to you, not the movie. I haven't seen the movie because I feel like I'm going to agree with you. That's why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, fuck that movie. But like, this one's just, I think the thing is, it's like, it's not a retread of Fury Road, but they showed a bunch of clips from Fury Road afterwards. And like, why are you showing the better movie at the end of this movie? A couple things, or a few things I saw for Bleak Week that I want to talk about. I saw Natural Enemies, which stars Hal Halbrook. Fucking incredibly depressing fucking movie. Fun City Edition put it out on Blu-ray a while back. I don't know if it's out of print now or whatever. Homie Brett Berg from AGFA did a Q&A with the director, Jeff Canoe, who also directed Revenge of the Nerds. So, like, that guy's got depth. You can go from Natural Enemies to Revenge of the Nerds. Fuck. That is a filmmaker palette right there. Also saw Movern Caller on the big screen in 35 millimeter by the, top 5 dead or alive filmmaker working, Lynn Ramsey. She was there for a Q&A. Fucking hilarious, funny, like just great Q&A. Also, that movie's just a fucking all-timer.
Really?
And like seeing it on film, like colors really popped and all that. She was talking about like how good it looked on that print. Cool. And then she said some things about the Blu-ray, which I won't repeat. But like, because I think that Blu-ray is pretty good too. But I don't know. It was a sick evening. Also saw Miracle Mile on 35 with the director there, Steve Jurnett. And like, I hadn't seen Miracle Mile in forever, and probably wasn't a good movie to like watch where I was at mentally because of things in it. But it's like, it's a shot primarily in actual Miracle Mile, La Brea Tar Pits, the Johnny's restaurant thing, like lots of familiar places down there. I actually should go do a location video for that. I'll probably put that on the agenda at some point. But like, I don't know. It was great to see it. They showed Joe Dante just had a really nice print of it in the Academy, and they popped it out the screening because I think the other print was booked or something like that. But like, it's great screening, great Q&A. KJ from the Academy did the Q&A, and I don't know, really, really nice way to end Bleak Week. It's bleak, but like it's also romantic. And one last thing for watch, got the debut Blu-ray from this label called Celluloid Dreams. It's The Case of the Bloody Iris. Edwidge Fenech, George Hilton, Giallo, not directed by Sergio Martino, but like features, plenty of people that are like associated with it. Like Sergio's brother Luciano produced it and that kind of stuff. Outstanding first release. I've been talking to the guy from the label because he wants to like, you know, screen some of his like titles for January Giallo coming up next year. So I'm actually excited to be working with him. He's got some good, cool things lined up, and like he's doing like primarily Giallo films. So like just kind of makes sense to have that partnership. All right, for Listen, I got a lot of things that have come out, and some of them were more for other stuff, but new One Step Closer, All You Embrace, that's been out for, I guess, for a month now. Kind of a hard record to listen to just because of the subject matter and things I'm going through, but really great record. Nice follow-up to their previous record. You sent me this, the new Candy record, It's Inside You, which I guess is like somewhere between industrial and hardcore and grindcore. I guess, what do they call it, hypecore or some shit?
I would never say that out loud.
I mean, I'm sorry I said it out loud, but like, it's kind of interesting. It's like, it was definitely like, you know, good idea record. Also listen to that new Boldy James and Conductor Williams, Across the Tracks. That shit is fucking great. You know, I'm starting to lean on that Boldy James, most consistent guy going now. Yeah. Like, just kills it on every single fucking release. That new Millie record just came out too. That you also hit me too. Your Own Becoming, fucking great.
Great shit, right?
Like, I love Millie. I think this one's better than the last one.
You see that music video where they're I'm assuming they're just like at the Santa Monica fucking airport, like they just like they're flying a fucking. I'm just curious if they're like actually flying that plane.
I need to see that video.
Like, are they just like Santa Monica rich kids that just like have airplanes?
That's kind of crazy. You know, I think I told you.
I'm gonna cut that out, but
no, leave it in.
I'm not gonna say Santa Monica rich kid on this podcast.
Well, cut that out, but you can talk about flying a plane.
Okay.
So, you know, as a kid, my dad actually knew how to fly planes.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, like really young, like he used to take us on like plane rides, because like. Yeah, like you remember like kind of where we lived at, there was like Aldino Airport or whatever, like a little mini airport, like which was also more famous for years later in the 90s, where someone stole a plane and tried to crash into the White House. It was like that airport.
Sick.
But yeah, it's just like, you know, I don't know what this has to do with like people flying planes, but I gotta check the video and see if they're actually.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. You'll enjoy it.
Couple of throwbacks. These were like more like I was thinking of vocal ideas and like performance stuff for like that grindcore thing we're working on with Chris. Crippled Bastards, La Fin, Christum de Dendrento. It's Italian. I was studying Italian.
I thought you knew. I thought you knew Italian.
Which means I don't know what the fuck it means. It's like whatever. Crippled Bastards, Italian grindcore, mincecore, whatever you want to. I just call it grindcore, mincecore.
Yeah, we're not saying that shit out loud either.
Yeah, we won't say that. But like, there's some melodic riffs, some like good blast parts, like good like actual songs. Like there's a lot of shit grindcore bands that are just like just garbage riffs and shitty blast beats. And this is actually like top tier, high performing. So shout out to Chris for like pointing it my way, because it's like, you know, I've heard a bunch of Crippled Bastard stuff, and like I've heard good and bad or whatever, but this is on the good side. Weirdly been going back to Terrifier by Pig Destroyer, which was the record follow up to fucking what's the big record called?
Prowler in the Yard.
Yeah, Prowler in the Yard, which was the follow up. And like I've always liked this record, but I feel like it's just too long and just loses steam towards the end.
Yeah.
But like the really good songs are really good. So I don't know. I've been going to this over Prowler lately, although Prowler is the fucking GOAT in the Pig Destroyer, and actually just probably grindcore discography in general. Listen to a couple of the new tracks off that Balance and Composure record that's coming out called With You in Spirit.
Sick.
Actually really good. Like, we've talked about Balance and Composure before, how like they write a fucking amazing banger of a song, and then like just EPs or LPs. Like the two songs are really solid so far. So I feel like if they get like 10 of those in there,
are they that kind of song? Like, are they those two new songs?
They're not quite Savior Mode, but they're pretty goddamn good.
Okay.
So let's see. I'm
cool.
Hopeful about it. The band Fulci, you know, death metal band inspired by, you know, Lucio Fulci, also Italian. They got a song called Rotten Apple that's off their record Duckface Killings, that's coming out on $20 Spin. It's a New York Ripper themed record. So, song's fucking sick. So, I'm kind of excited for that. And Umberto, shout out to the homie Matt. He's got a new song called October off his forthcoming record, Black Vial. That's a really nice electronic kind of soundtrack kind of thing. Matt always does extraordinary fucking shit, and I'm always stoked when he's got new music coming out. So anyway, that's going to wrap up the Cinematic Void podcast. Nicoli, I want to thank you for joining us and attempting to replace me, I guess.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. Next time I might actually be dead. But, you know, until that next time, see you in the void.
I think that massive doses of Videodrome signal will ultimately produce and control hallucination to the point that it will change human reality.